Hi everyone, now I'm going to be tying a couple of buzzer patterns. Now I do get asked a lot about especially midge pupa at this time of the year, and what was my favourite flies when I worked at a trout fishery. I had quite a few, but I used to tie, when I was working at the water, I would tie some flies for the guests and for anyone that was fishing. And I used to tie hundreds of these all the time. Couldn't tie enough of these, especially the beginning of the season. Now I'm going to quickly tie them. These are two of the best that I tied at the time, and one was you could tie them in curved hooks or straight hooks. I like both. I do like the straight hook. You can actually move the straight hook a wee bit. You can really pull it. The curved hook's best to like swing naturally, but you can still work it a wee bit. It's fine. But the straight hook's much easier to hook up, I think, if you're wanting to pull it. But most times you're naturally presenting the midge at the depth where they are. And the mornings are really deep, and the middays they come up. They'll drift up into the mid water, then near the top, and then hatching obviously. And you need the flies to suit that. But these were, as I say, two of the best early season, especially this time of the year. Now, I'm going to quickly show you how to tie them. They're simple, and Madeira thread. This one's in pearl. I'll show you it's metallic Madeira, just a pearl thread. We start the head length away from the eye, and then we start to work our way down. The way down we can tie in some dyed black, in this case pheasant tail. Just bring it 90 degrees from the stem. Run a good half dozen fibres. If you pull it 90 degrees, you'll line up the tips, and once the tips are lined up, tear it off. Now I'm going to catch it on the way down. Now the waist piece is my rib, so I'm not going to trim that away. So as we wind down, at this point we can tie in our pheasant tail. Nice and tight, come back up. If you want them to last a wee bit longer, because they do get really hammered, a wee bit of super glue or varnish, whatever you have. That's varnish I'm using. Now the pheasant tail fibre is the weakest, so I'm going to wind it towards myself. The rib is going to hold it, so is the varnish obviously. Just wind towards yourself. Get to this point, and then to tie off, we have to go across the pheasant tail and turn on the hook. That locks it in. You can do the same again. Now, a couple of reasons I like doing it that way as well. Obviously, because when I'm bringing the rib up, it catches it in far better. So if normal way you wind your thread, in my case it's away, your rib goes the same way, and then as you rib up, there's going to be about 5 or 6 turns, is about right for a midge. You can actually see it better. Instead of it sitting into the pheasant tail and disappearing, you can actually see the rib. And then we want to wind towards the eye, including, just wind everything, pheasant tail waist, because that's going to be a thorax cover. So you trim this away. We're going to wind it, make sure it's nice and tight, it's okay. Now the wing buds, I'm actually going to use Glo-Brite number 4. It's Glo-Brite Floss. It's number 4. It's a really thin floss. Now there's 4 strands in that, and I've just brushed them together using an old toothbrush. Quite simple. Come underneath, and then behind the pearl thread, just come up, and then we can pull it in. We don't want to be too long on my side, just wasting it, so you only need a wee mil or so at the back. You still need enough to catch it. So we start to wind down. We bring both ends, and bring them on the side. Just going to tidy things up first, and then wind towards the back. I don't want it too heavy. It's fine. And then we want to bring over a thorax cover. Do a turn. Now you can spread the fibre if you want, just put your nail on top. Like that. And what's it like now? That's fine. And then we want to finish. no more than 3 times. And then what we want to do is trim everything at the same time. So we come in, trim it quite close, try and get a nice straight cut. Oh, missed that one. Just a wee highlight at the back. Puff it out so you can see it. A wee V-cut there. I always do that time, so just going to level it up. Now you can use a resin, or you can just use a couple of coats of varnish, just the thorax area. And then I'm just going to, because it's a taper brush, I can actually run it in between, or onto the whip finish. Now that's the curved version, which is a nice wee buzzer. I'm just going to tidy this. When you cut away for yourself, or cut the way I did there, it's, and obviously try and show it, you're going to slightly angled your thread, your scissors when you cut, so try and keep it as straight as you can. So anyway, that's one of them. The other one's a straight hook. So, and a great colour was actually a pheasant tail, natural pheasant tail, dyed lime green. This is it here. This is a lime green. I've got a couple there, but this is one of the colours I really liked. Especially April time, it was awfully good. Now the colour, originally I would use a just a bit of thread itself, or even piece copper wire, but I started using this micro glint from Vineyards. It's a peacock colour. I mean, it's a lovely colour. It's got a blue, pearl, black. It's got a great mix. It's good in a black, with black pheasant tails as well. So, as well as the lime green. So it's tied much the same way, but I'll quickly tie it. I'll show you how quick you can go. So you come down, leave the waste piece as usual. For your rib, get your pheasant tail, let's say lime green dyed. Bring it out so the tips have lined up. A wee bit, there's a couple broken in that, so when we go back, if there's broken, just go back. It's better. You don't want the tail too long, probably just less than the body length. So we catch it at the back, a couple of turns, just take the thread up, 2/3 of the way. Again, we would just make them last a wee bit longer, a bit of varnish on the thread, and wind towards yourself with the pheasant tail. Work your way up. And naturally gets a taper with the thickness of the fibre, so just get to this point, come over with a turn on the hook, and that's enough. So, and then we can rib the body. Now that first turn I've basically caught the tail, so just be careful. You're looking round again. There's 3, 4, 5 turns here. When the curved hook you'll get 6 turns. So just wind right up towards the eye. Now this time I'm going to be using number 7, which is again the Glo-Brite Floss number 7, and there's 4 strands there as well. Just come underneath, bring it round both ends up on top, then just pull it in so you're not wasting too much, and then we wind down, encouraging it to both sides. I'll show you can see there. Make sure it's together. Now I'm just going to come up again just to make it a wee bit thicker at the thorax. Again, we're going to finish off at the back. Just pull this over. You can flatten the pheasant tail with your nail. Turn to hole, 2 or 3 turns to whip finish. And again, now the straight turn, make sure I've got a straight turn this time. Yeah, a straight cut, sorry. And there we are. That wee highlight makes a difference, you see it a mile away. And then again we'd finish off with a resin or a varnish, whatever you like, or both. I used to resin first and then a wee coat of varnish just to seal it. And there we go. You can tie these every colour you want. I mean, this is just two of the patterns I would fish, especially beginning of the season. I mainly put these in the dropper. The pheasant tail I would fish with the copper wire would be in the point. It helps control the depth, and as the midge come up in the water, I would change to the lighter wire, or the lighter, in this case would be this one. So there we are, a couple of quick midge pupa, two good patterns for the beginning of the season, and they do catch right out. Just tie them different sizes, different colours, then you'll not go far wrong. So hope you enjoyed that, and again, thanks for watching.